All right, so let's just do this quick little video for CDMS.net. Once you click on the link in the lab activity, it should bring you to CDMS.net. You'll look under product databases, and then we're looking for advanced search. And so it appears that they have updated the website. This used to be a lot more simple, in that when you showed up to this website, you could either type in your product name, you could type in a company, you could type in the insect, the weed, the fungus, whatever it was. You could just type that directly in, and it would give you a list of all of the different chemicals that were available for this. And so after playing around with this for a little bit, it appears they have updated this, and it's just a little bit more difficult to navigate. They are trying to narrow this down very specifically. And so if you don't know what a product name is or what the common name is, we can go to a product type, insecticide. We can start with corn. Let's try fall armyworm. The manufacturer, for now, I would try either Bayer or Syngenta. BASF has some good products. Bayer, or Syngenta. And so these different companies, Valent also has some as well. Helena might be a chemical company. Are they in here? They're just a distributor. Well, anyhow, this is where it gets complicated, in that you might not know the name of the actual manufacturer. So just for the sake of simplicity, let's just go to Bayer. We'll use Bayer Crop Science. I guess we can do any state, and we'll go next. We'll do field corn. And then this will give me at least one of these products. This is the product from Bayer. Okay, so beta-cyfluthrin, that would be your common name. Details. It's a group 3 insecticide, group 3A. And then here's your rate summary. So they've updated this some, in that you don't necessarily have to go through all of the label, but you can. Hold on, let me go back. You can select the like labels, SDS, and the specimen label, and then that takes you to the label, and this is where you'll find any of the information that you need. So, we talked about this previously, in that, you need to have the PPE. It gives you some environmental hazards, like a buffer strip. There's a lot of information in here that you might not need immediately, but it is there because you might need it at some point in time. So it's a restricted use pesticide. You will have to have a license in order to purchase and apply this. If you notice, there are 41 pages. I don't know why they don't put all the big stuff, the most important stuff right up front, but it is what it is, right? So we've got a crop rotation statement. It tells you what different types of pests that it's controlled, right? So corn leaf beetle, webworms, Japanese beetle, leaf hoppers. You got chinch bug. There's a pre-harvest interval. So how many days before you can harvest after you spray this. See what else we got going on in here. Tells you all the different crops that it's labeled for, how to spray that, what the intervals are. And it seems you might have to like search what the group 3A insecticide is right here for the details. The mode of action is group 3A. You probably just have to Google that. I did ask ChatGPT to make this, and I think that it did a good job getting at least some basics down. But it would seem that you are going to need to use some sort of search mechanism, some sort of search engine, or even ChatGPT to say, hey, ChatGPT, or Google, or use your UT extension or whatever state that you're going to be in and find their database and ask, what chemicals are labeled for fall armyworm in corn. Okay. And so I think for this lab activity is that I want to just give you an idea that there is a place where you can go find this. So we weren't memorizing 100 different chemicals for 100 different insects and then try and figure out who does and who doesn't, where we can and can't apply them. In that, if you get to CDMS.net, if you can Google that, hey, we need beta-cyfluthrin, and you go to CDMS.net and you look for a beta-cyfluthrin, you'll get access to the label. And on that label, you'll have to search for a lot of things. That's probably something that I didn't know when I was going through school, was that I was going to have to search for this. No one is going to search it for me. It is up to me to come up with a solution. And one of the ways that we can do that is with the internet, is with CDMS.net. It is with ChatGPT, because it can get you in the ballpark, but you're still going to have to go look at the label. And I think that this is one of those tools that you at least have in your box, so that if you ever get in a situation where you need to figure out what to spray and what the label is, if you've ever looked at a label on an insecticide or a herbicide, the print's pretty small, and there's a lot of pages on there. So this is a way that we can sort of blow that up and be able to find that really quickly. If you wanted to, you could search inside of the PDF for whatever it is that you're looking for. All right. And so I recognize that we might run into some problems. Let me see. Let me just see if we can get this for nematicide product type. Yep. And we're going to go with nematode. We'll just use corn for all of these to at least get you kind of, in the ballpark. I know there's some other students who might have, and you don't have to use corn if you want to find out what it is in, English primrose for whatever reason. If something here stands out to you and it's something that you're interested in and a crop that you're familiar with, go ahead. But the easiest way is to use corn. And so then this is going to give us our specimen label. Active ingredient, chemical name, other ingredients, and that it's a group 7. This is actually a fungicide, so you get both modes of action. And it might be that you have, oh, wait a minute, we've got the mode of action. It's a group 7 fungicide. So You would just Google what a group 7 fungicide is, and then that would give you the mode of action. All right, so I think that's going to do it for the CDMS.net. Again, this is just an exercise of you going through the process of getting on the website, typing in the information, finding a label, and adding some information to the table that I provided. Right, and so you're mostly going to need to know what the common name is, the mode of action is important, and then the rate. There are also other information on that label that will help you make sure that you're in compliance when you're applying these, that you don't get in trouble, that you don't get acute toxicity of some sort, and that you're making sure that you're safe all the way around. Okay, so that's going to do it for the CDMS.net video, and I will be making the math video next.